Roman Church is Byzantine Church, Greek-speaking Church, Orthodox Church. Now split even more into Greek Orthodox, Romanian Orthodox, Serbian Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, but from the same mother. Okay? Almost identical in beliefs. In the West, Latin-speaking church, which church emerged from there to take control? The Roman Catholic Church. So now you understand how it splits. But Constantine legalized Christianity 313 because he thought Christianity would hold the emperor or empire.
And Nicea served as the interim capital leaders. And some of the gates, there are 4 major gates, some of them are in good condition. We will stop and see one of the gates as well. And one time there were 400 towers around the city of Nicea. So on our way there, let's read Pliny the Young.
What a beautiful and cold place. It's 14 degrees. We're in Iznik. This is the place where they held the Council of Nicea. So we are in Nicea. Senato Sarai. We just passed by the Hagia Sophia. Not the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, which is a different one, which is a Byzantine church. We're coming here to learn more about the councils where they decided on theological matters. Right? It's very, very cold. 40 degrees. Look at those big rocks again. They have so many big rocks here. Okay, I need to go to the toilet first. But they're still lining up. They're still lining up. So, Bursa. Wow, extremely cold. Iznik Lake. Let's get closer to the shore. Step up on these rocks. It's a privilege to be in this place where we held the First and Second Ecumenical Council here in Turkey, Nicea. Well, this used to be part of the Greek Empire, then the Roman Empire. Ah, the bird is carrying a food, whatever food that is.
One step down, one leg down. One leg down, one. Alright. Concentrate down, one.
So we're in Iznik. We're more in the center of the town compared to a while ago. We were at the shore, which is just nearby actually. The wind was making it difficult. It's very extremely cold. I got to go to the toilet first. Alright, we continue. Let's follow the group. So just like any other churches, especially Byzantine churches, they had converted all of them into mosques. So you see the minaret. So let's listen to the lecture.
Alvin. Streets are parallel and perpendicular to each other. And this Hagia Sophia Church converted into mosque. after Turks conquered this land in the late 13th century. And now it's functioning mosque. Let's go in and see the interior. So then, let's just way down.
The church was underwater. Oh.
You cold?
No, it's not.
I feel cold.
It's okay already. It's not by the leg.
Okay,
It's not cold.
You feel cold or not?
Cold, very cold.
You cold, you sure?
No.
It's okay.
This one you can see a small coronation square. This
Coronation
is called
square.
Opus Alexandrinum, also known as the seat. Okay. So the bigger one, Istanbul, you will see much better, bigger in size. Actually, the church in Istanbul, you will see, it was the biggest church on earth. And today, among the 4 biggest of the world. And the one in Istanbul, the Hagia Sophia, is the prototype for all big churches of the world. Okay? So it's an amazing structure, still standing from 6th century AD, 1400 years old, waiting for you to show its beauty. This one converted in the mosque, that's why you can see the minaret outside. Hagia Sophia was a church from 6th century till the 12th century. 12th century separation, actually 11th century separation of Greek Orthodox from Roman Catholics. 1054 is the turning point in the history. So it became a Greek Orthodox church because Greek Orthodox church founded until actually the 13th century, and then became a Catholic church because of the Crusaders, and then 15th century it became a mosque, and by the 1924 with the order of Atatürk it was converted into a museum, neither church nor a mosque, and then 2 years ago the one in Istanbul became a mosque. This one became a mosque maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It was a museum also, and they built the roof on top. The roof is new. And this part is for the mosque actually that they use. They here people prayers. They are not stepping on the carpet with their shoes because they put the carpet down to the floor, so the carpets must be clean. They put the shoes there, okay, to the shelves, and then facing towards the Mecca direction. And on the walls there were actually frescoes in the past. Not much left except this one. If you come to here closer, you can see Jesus Christ in the middle, and making this, you can see, this is actually duality of Jesus Christ, divine and human. And on the left is Mother Mary, and on the right is St. John the Baptist. This scene is known as Jesus scene, salvation of the humankind. This is called a fresco. We have 2 types of painting. One is called fresco, another is called secco. Secco is called dry painting. The wall was painted until it was saturated. If you go to Cappadocia, or if you have been to Cappadocia, you may remember we have 600 rock-cut churches in Cappadocia. Early Christianity of the 4th century, St. Basil, with his 2 brothers, they started the monastery life in Cappadocia. So in that churches, cave churches, we have those paintings. Secco is the primitive. This is called fresco, comes from the word alfresco, means fresh painting or wet painting. The wall was plastered first. What is in the plaster? Gypsum, calcium sulfate, very fine sand, straw, water mixed, applied to the wall. While the plaster was wet, they painted on. Then they call it wet painting or fresh painting. Al fresco is a Latin word. In English we call fresco, means fresh painting. This is a fresh painting which we call fresco. And this church dates back to the 5th century and during the Byzantine era. This is a basilica type church, rectangular in shape. Basilicas, imperial halls, used for worshipping, for meetings. And the place where the Senate used to sit, elders of the hall used to sit, and the people used to come for their offerings to the city council. Okay, they were presenting money, food, fruits, whatever they had. And then when it changed to the church, converted into the churches, then they used for a similar purpose to break the bread and giving the wine. But of course for a different purpose. Okay, so that's why basilica type basilicas, mainly imperial halls, used for gathering. So that's why they have a high ceiling. So they were singing the hymns, but in the pagan period. Okay, in the pagan period, used for that purpose. But when they convert into churches, and the apsis and the synedron being used for similar purposes. Elders of the church used to sit. They used to break the bread and drink in the wine, okay, for the communal, Holy Communal, or for the service. Hagia Sophia is a very common name in the entire Eastern churches, even in Greece. You can see Hagia Sophia because Hagia Sophia means divine wisdom. Who is the divine wisdom? Jesus. This church is dedicated to Jesus. Church is actually representing the body of Christ. Okay? So unclean should not enter. This is what the early Christianity believed. These are the norms of the Christianity, like the First Ecumenical Council. Today, we believe that Arianism is a heretical doctrine, and they decided right here in this city. And what else? Iconoclast period, breaking of images. You remember in Meteora, we have seen an icon shop. They told us how to make the icons. Still important for the Greek Orthodox, still important for the Catholics, right? Not only to decorate their churches with paintings and with the icons, but also they show respect to them. Of course, in the Protestant church, it is against this sort of veneration, respect, or adoration, whatever. But for Greek Orthodox, it is their way. That's why in the 7th century, when they had the Ecumenical Council here, saying that the Roman Emperor with his wife came to this meeting. It's in the book I have given to you. And saying that nothing wrong by showing respect to the icons, but they are not adoring, he's concluded. So they allowed the Christians to hang the icons into their churches. If I take you to Istanbul Patriarchate, Greek Orthodox Patriarchate, there are a lot of icons hanging on the walls. It's very normal for the Greek Orthodox Church. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. Take a look. Yes, they're all original, untouched. But there were many of them, but all gone. Be careful with your steps. Yes, look it up to ceiling. That should be Jesus Christ as consecrator and the disciples around. And this is the place. And here, this is for the elder of the church, and this is actually there was a table here for the Holy Communal or for the service. But in the early time, when it was a basilica, they were using for a different purpose. So these two rooms added to the basilica, so it is in the cross plan. Okay, normally Roman basilicas, rectangular shape, more rooms on both sides, but to make it in the cross plan, they have added these two rooms. So we call Basilica Church. Now take a photo if you wish, and then we find the way out.
don't know if you heard that, but he just converted this from a museum to a mosque about 7 years ago. Right, so we're going out now. What's written in here? I think it's about the permission to make this from.
That is important.
No? This is the city gate.
Okay, to your left is one of the well-preserved gates of the city.
This reminded me of Intramuros, one of the most best preserved city walls and gate. Again, we're in Nicea. I think this is older than Intramuros because this has been constructed way before Intramuros was. Oh man, look at that. This is a cemetery. Alright, let's check out when they constructed the this is the aqueduct, okay, how they transported water. 117 to 138 AD. Oh, it's been a very long time. Let's go inside there. Wait. So the aqueduct from outside the city wall inside, going inside. Okay, I think that's the mark that it's the older part. I'm not sure about the red part. When was this constructed? When was this constructed?
I don't know, it was not here yesterday.
Look at the tree and the cemetery.
More than 1,000 years.
They're all dead. They're all dead.
The cemetery. More than 1,000 years.
Definitely.
Is this a Muslim?
Muslim.
So if it's more than 1,000 years, it's definitely older than Intramuros. This is very old, so yeah, Roman times, if not Greek. A lot of old rocks. So you can distinguish the red from the very old rocks. Oh, it's a lot longer than I thought.
I don't want to be so far.
Oh man.
Be nearer. Sorry.
Oh, this one you fashion show already. All the jacket people come here.
It's older than Intramuros where I brought you. It's older than Intramuros where I brought you. Because that was only during the Spanish era.
All for you, all for it.
Okay, four of you. Go. Four of you. Take care. Quickly.
Hey, quick.
From Istanbul to Izmit, my hometown, there are about 2,000 factories. This part of Turkey is very industrialized. Petrol refineries, car factories, tire factories, electronics, you name it, they have it. When I left Istanbul 2 weeks ago, it was not there. It is a television antenna. There were many antennas there, and they put them all together one. There is a cafe and restaurant on top. Okay. But about a month ago, there was a restoration. I don't know whether they finished or not. There's a, you can see entire Bosphorus from there. Okay. Let's finish with the IO. This IO get out of the stable in Greece and have a stand fly which was irritating her all the time. So IO said IO while I came. This is how the IO being used by the Singaporeans. It came to use. And then IO had to go to the river Nile to wash herself to get it. This is the area where I live. We have the third bridge. Ağır gidelim. To the right down, you can see the Beylerbeyi Palace. Do you know the Napoleon's wife came and stayed here in this palace as a guest of the Ottoman Sultan? And also the King of England, who left the throne for a woman, also stayed here as the guest of the Ottoman Sultan. This is Beylerbeyi Palace. This is the place where they show the cross of Jesus and later on disappeared. And they brought from the Holy Land. Çok ağır gidelim. On the left you can see the historical peninsula, the Hagia Sophia Blue Mosque. And to the left is the Marmara Sea, to the right is Black Sea. To the right down we have W Hotel, and then we have Çırağan Palace Hotel, Çırağan Palace Kempinski, and then Four Seasons Hotel. We have two Four Seasons in Istanbul. One is by the water, another is in the old city. And also we have Raffles Hotel here.
Where is Shangri-La?
Shangri-La, yes, we do have.
Where is it?
And the Shangri-La is further that way. Oh, sorry, to the left. To the left is Shangri-La. And we have all the international hotels here. The oldest Hilton hotel in Europe is in Istanbul. Do you know why? Because Zeze Garbo, adopted by a Turkish family, and after the war she went to United States and married to Hilton, and she had a longing for this city. They also asked Hilton to build. So Hilton built the first Hilton hotel in Europe is in Istanbul. And look at your right, you can see some sailing boats. Then there's a sailing and then they close it to the traffic because this is the busiest passage in the world. Today is holiday, that's why I think they close the traffic. Girls Tower to the left, which is on the brochure of Stella Maris. In the front page you can see the Girls Tower, recently renovated. Hagia Sophia is further to your left. At the end, to the left is the Hagia Sophia with a huge dome. Okay, the işaret nerede? Kaldırmışlar mı? Ha? Değil abi. Avrupa'ya hoş geldiniz diye yazı vardı. Kalkmış mı? Okay, we are now on the European side of Turkey. Back to the Europe. Back to the Europe, change the continent. You didn't feel, right? Million goes up to 160 million euros. And these are all freehold. There is no 99-year system in Turkey because Lee Kuan Yew has never been to here. And the Raffles Hotel is in this complex to your right, where there's a flag is hanging. Raffles Hotel to the right, with a big shopping mall and an Apple store. You see the flag there? Yeah, that's in the complex. This is the old town. Once upon a time, Genoese trade colonies used to be here. And look at your right, you see IETT underneath. Is the entrance of the second oldest subway of the world after the one in London. Okay, and we are now at the Golden Horn. Under the bridge we have seafood restaurants. You can see the crowds. And you can see the guys are all fishing. These are the ones kick off from their homes by their wives. 2 days later, I will be joining them. And here we go, on the left, Hagia Sophia, with a huge dome with the 4 minars around, Topkapı Palace. And this ship is made in Turkey on your left. It's a warship for the drones and helicopters, for showing off. They put it there because of Erdogan's son-in-law has the factory. Bridge on the right is also another bridge on the Golden Horn. This is for the MRT. MRT is passing through. There is one more bridge further. Do you know that Michelangelo planned and drew the plans of a bridge here? And that bridge is further to the right. It's a very old one, and they built a new one. This bridge can open, and one of the oldest shipyard of the world is here, from the time of Constantine. After the second bridge, you can see some cranes there. Look at your right, you can see the crane. And that is one of the oldest shipyard of the world, from the time of Constantine, and still in use. In front of us, Spice Bazaar with 400 shops.
I don't see no fish.
And if you take a look at your right behind, you can see the Tower of Jesus Christ, also known as Galata Tower, one of the oldest towers of the world, dates back to 5th century.
Where there are birds, there are fish, right?
I won't be eating the fish that comes from there.
You won't?
Me too.
That's too much.
You only ship the gas.
That's too much gas in it. Too much oil
And
in
the
that.
Mosque of Suleiman the Magnificent to your right on the hilltop, the Mosque of Suleiman the Magnificent. The one way back up to Lutherans. And this is how the Lutheran Church founded.
You will be robbed.
And to your left, Spice Bazaar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I'm not gonna go there.
And there's a meeting here for the President Erdogan.
Ang hirap maglakad.
And soon we'll be in this traffic. Now you understand what I say, that population density is over 9,000 here.
So this is the commercial place under the bridge. It's a very busy port, right? So there's a naval ship there. Oh, so cold in here. Right, I gotta get back to the gang. At least you know how it looks like here.